The casting for the Wicked Witch causes a major controversy and has everyone at MGM going in circles. Frank Baum's concept in the original book, as illustrated by W. W. Denslow, isn't much help. But Mervyn LeRoy has an idea. Since Disney's glamorous Wicked Queen in Snow White is so successful, why not make the Wicked Witch slinky and seductive? Freed and other executives protest. LeRoy's mind is made up. On the MGM lot is Gail Sundergaard, who the year before had won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress in Anthony Adverse, a film directed by Mervyn LeRoy. LeRoy persuades Sundergaard to test for the role. Decked out in stylish black sequins with a form-fitting wardrobe to match, she is a knockout. Freed and the others are exasperated. Bad witches are ugly, they remind LeRoy, like Disney's old crone in Snow White. So LeRoy orders the makeup department to give Sundergaard the ugly treatment. But her striking features defy the grease paint, and the distinguished actress decides she doesn't want the role. In those days, I was not about to make myself ugly, she says. I have no regrets. Absolutely no regrets.
Then you take it and bring it up to your kisser and inhale.
A former kindergarten teacher, Margaret Hamilton, is 36 years old and newly divorced. She has been supporting herself and her 3-year-old son as a hard-working character actress.
Chicken thieves, eh?
Why, we'll gladly pay you for any damage that we've done.
All right, $3.
So I'd done about 6 pictures for MGM by that time. And one day my agent called and said, Maggie, he said, they're really kind of interested in you. And I said, what for? He said, they're sort of interested in you for a part in The Wizard of Oz. And I said, oh, gosh, think of that. I said, I loved that story from the time I was 4 years old. What is it? And he said, well, the witch. And I said, the witch? And then he said the final thing. He said, yes, what else?
The title role of the wizard encourages many diverse contenders. Ed Wynn, a popular radio comedian who concludes the part is too small. Wallace Beery, one of MGM's most popular stars, wants the role badly, but the studio refuses to spare him during the long Oz schedule. And W.C. Fields. Everyone at MGM is impressed by his recent triumph in David Copperfield, but Fields haggles endlessly over his salary and time runs out. One of MGM's most durable character actors, 48-year-old Frank Morgan, finally wins the role, or rather 5 of them. He is delightfully versatile as the Wizard, Professor Marvel, the Doorman, the Cabbie, and the Guard.
This is the last straw.
Everyone's favorite choice to play the Cowardly Lion is Bert Law, Broadway's leading clown, known for his explosive comedy style.
$3,000? Huh. We're rich, we're rich, we're rich! Happy times, boy, happy times, boy. You brought us luck, you brought us luck. Take him away, take him away!
He was a very raucous, loud, energetic, low comic. And really, the only way he could make it in Hollywood, given that energy, was as an animal. Because as a real person, blown up 8 times larger than life, that energy was kind of oppressive to the paying customer. But as an animal, it was perfectly acceptable.
Shame on you!
What did you do that for? I didn't buy them.
No, but you tried to.
He had been a bank clerk, a vacuum cleaner salesman, and an accountant. Not the usual background for an acclaimed Broadway star. Now under contract to MGM, Ray Bolger is thrilled to learn he will be in Oz, until he finds out that he is to play the Tin Man.
I was angry. I was really upset. I loved the thought of being the Scarecrow, and I could not imagine anybody else playing the part. And I could do all the kinds of steps that I wanted to do, and there was something else. I don't know, I had a feeling if I could play this part, it would make a star out of me. And then I got my wife and I went up to Mr. Mayor's office, and we fought and fought and fought, and I finally won out.
This extraordinary dance routine, directed by the inventive Busby Berkeley, makes brilliant use of Ray Bolger's unique style. Unfortunately, at the last moment, fearing the picture is running too long, the studio decides to cut the number. Recently discovered in the MGM vaults, it raises the question, how long is too long?
Gosh, it would be awful pleasing to reason out the reason for things I can't explain. Then perhaps I'll deserve you and be even worthy of you if I only had a brain.
Judy Garland dances with another veteran of the theater, 30-year-old Buddy Ebsen. He has been under contract to MGM for 4 years and doesn't mind at all when he is switched from the Scarecrow to the Tin Man. But his dream assignment turns into a nightmare. They put aluminum dust all over my makeup, recalls Ebsen, and this aluminum dust got into the air, and pretty soon my lungs were coated with it. One night I took a breath and nothing happened. They got an ambulance for me and got me down to the hospital. While Ebsen begins months of recuperation from his near-fatal illness, MGM announces he will be replaced with no further explanation. Ebsen considers this as the worst personal and professional disaster he ever endured. Ebsen's replacement is Broadway and movie star Jack Haley. On loan from 20th Century Fox, he knows nothing of Ebsen's calamity, but Haley's makeup has been quietly changed from aluminum powder to aluminum paste. When Haley reports to MGM, he encounters a concerned director, Victor Fleming.
The first day shooting, we had a little talk. He said, Jack, have you thought about how you're going to approach this? I said, sure. He said, how? I said, well, I have a son, 4 or 5 years old. And when I go home at night, he insists that I come up and tell him a story. My thinking is to have that same approach in the character. He said, well, give me an example. Well, a long time ago, I was standing here and it started to rain. That's it. That's it. And it was the right way to do it. But he knew it right away when he heard it. He knew that was what he wanted.
Camera's ready.
Sound is ready.
Places, everybody.
Quiet, please.
All right, Bill, turn him over. Speed.
Play back.
1, 2, 3.
We're off to see the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Here he is, a wizard of a wizard, ever a wizard there was.
After weeks of uncertainty, cameras start to turn. But the troubles of Oz have only just begun.
The wonderful things he does.